And we are back. This is the Andy Lloyd Breakfast Show, only on Six Towns Radio. Now, we have a special guest. So, special guest, what is your name and what are you doing here?
I'm Alan Barrett and I'm the chair of March on Stoke. I'm here today to ask people to turn up to the rally on Saturday. We've given the council I wouldn't call it a bloody nose, but a bit of a shove in the right direction towards listening to the public, and we don't want them to think that the march that took place in February was the only thing that we're going to do. We want to keep the pressure up.
Okay, so, March on Stoke. What are you marching?
I'm sorry, Andy. That's my phone. I do apologise. Sorry, I'll get back to people.
If you are, at this moment in time, calling into the show, you're using the wrong number.
Yes, sorry, I do apologise. Yes.
All right. So, what are you marching for?
Well, the march took place in February. We're not actually marching this time. The logistics of organising a march are quite... well, dear me, they were very heavy going, and the police sort of closed roads even though we didn't ask for them to be closed, and the cost of the insurance alone was just quite frightening. So we've decided to have a rally this time. We've decided to have a rally this time, a static rally, which costs a lot less to we don't have a great deal of money, so that's a big help to us. And because we've got musicians this time, and people can come along and have a sort of a listen, be entertained, but also hear the speeches of several speakers, so that we can remind the council and remind the public that this problem hasn't gone away. All
right, so give us an outline of kind of what your grievances, but what you're doing this for.
The decision to make the Civic Centre in Stoke redundant, to move it and its staff, about 1,000 people, a mile up the road to Hanley, is a ridiculous one. And to do so, to support an idea that called the Central Business District, that not one business in the entire city is interested in investing in. And to use public money to do it, at least £40 million they're borrowing from the Public Works Loans Board, at least. And Councillor Pervez and Peter Bates, who's the Assistant Finance Officer, are both on record as saying they don't know how much it will cost. That's frightening. To do that with public money that puts my grandchildren in debt before they've left school, it's just ludicrous as far as we're concerned. And to move it from a perfectly fit-for-purpose building that's less than 20 years old, just had £1 million spent on refurbishing it, and they call it the state-of-the-art building. Well, it's just a nonsense, and the public is really, really angry about it. There's complete waste of money and waste of resources. We don't need this. We don't need it at all. Where the current Civic Centre is sited, on the A500 in Stoke, the A500, the main thoroughfare through the city, with the M6 at both ends running north or south, the A50 less than a mile away, running directly to the M1, the only railway station in the city, a 2-minute walk away. And they're going to move it to Hanley, which has got the worst road access in the entire city. And we keep throwing money at Hanley because the council say we need a viable city centre because we want to be a clone of Manchester, Birmingham and all the other places. You can't have a city centre in a linear city. Leaving that aside, we've thrown millions and millions of pounds at Hanley to try and make it a viable city centre over decades now, and it's still no better. In fact, the shops are closing in Hanley at a faster rate than anywhere else across the city as far as I'm concerned. You look at the big retailers, they're not interested in coming. The City Central, with an S, please don't get me started on that, but the City Central idea for the East-West precinct, not a single brick's been laid. Nothing. In fact, they're knocking down the old bus station. Thankfully, it's been an eyesore for some time, but they're knocking down the old multi-story car park to make a car park. Now, they knocked down a car park to build a bus station. The Realis, who are the developers, don't even own that land yet. And yet they're talking about putting a multi-million-pound shopping centre on it to rival the Pottery shopping centre. I don't see the point. Hanley's had. I've been here. I'm 57 years old. I've been here a very, very long time, and I've seen Hanley have 2 shopping centres on more than one occasion, and in each case, one of them has failed. We don't have the footfall. Well, we'll bring people in. It will come. People will have a massive shopping centre, and people will come. No, they won't. And I'm not being negative about my own city here. They won't come. They won't come because they've already got Cheshire Oaks, and they've already got the Trafford Centre, and they've already got the Bullring. They've all got many other things with better access, with better publicity. And retail is dying. All the experts, and I'm not an expert, but even I can see it, are saying, look, it's online shopping now, and people don't want the big high streets that they used to have. It's a shame, but that's the way of life, and life evolves. And we can't justify expending this money to chase a dream that is rapidly becoming a nightmare.
Okay, well, we're going to go to a song. We're going to go to Fall Down, will.i.am, Miley Cyrus, and we will be back to talk about this a little bit more. Keep it locked, everyone. And we are back. This is the Andy in the Morning Breakfast Show. No, it isn't. It's the Andy Lloyd Breakfast Show on 6 Towns Radio. It's going to take some getting used to, then. I'm sure I will. Or I might not, and I'll keep getting it wrong for the rest of forever. Who knows? But we had a special guest in. So, talk to us about the Static Rally.
Well, the rally's this Saturday. It starts at 11. And it finishes at 1, basically. It's just a couple of hours of your day. Come along and show some support. We're going to sell a few badges on the day, and hopefully we're going to have face painted there for if you bring children along, and that's going to be free. We've got a few singers. Unfortunately, I'm not aware of the full lineup yet because somebody else is organising that. But there will be singers there. It's kind of a singer speech sandwich, really. It's entertaining, but at the same time, we've got a powerful message. We hope that's going to come across, and we've got speakers from the local traders. I'll be speaking. We've got speakers from other groups. I'm hoping still. They haven't got back to me yet, but I'm hoping that the unions will come and speak to us because it does directly affects the staff of the Civic Centre. Many of whom most of whom do not want the move, but they're frightened of speaking out because of penalties. And you know what kind of thing happens if you speak out and you want a promotion. Suddenly you're not there for consideration, and the council reassured us that this isn't the case. This isn't the case at all. But if it wasn't the case, why are the people scared to speak out? We've got people who are frightened even to speak to us. We've got people who contact us on Facebook and other social networking sites, but won't come to the meetings in case they're seen. Now, that is just typical of what's going on there. The council are bullies, and they're trying to bully us, and they're trying to bully the whole city. What's going on Saturday is that we want the unions to be there, the unions representing the staff. Because one of the things that has not been mentioned often enough, in my honest opinion, is that the staff will have to move up to Hanley. At the moment, they have free car parking. In Hanley, they won't have that. And they'll be paying about £1,000 a year in car parking fees. The council aren't going to subsidise that. The council aren't going to give them a £1,000 rise. That's going to come directly out of their pocket. They're not all going to turn up on the bus. Even in the shiny new bus station, that is a fact. And it's wrong, absolutely wrong, that the council are doing this and riding roughshod over the feeling of their staff and the unions, and they've been ignored really in the consultation process. So we're going to have the rally, and hopefully it'll be as pleasant a day as it is. It's a lovely day outside, by the way. If you're stuck down here, but it's a glorious day outside. Hopefully it'll be as nice as that, and you don't have to stay for the full 2 hours if you don't want to. Come along, just come along and show some support. Sign the petition, and come along. And the important thing is that we continue to keep the pressure up, and to let Stoke City Council know that we have not gone away. The musicians are all local. And there'll be acoustic set. We haven't got the kind of setup that puts a big band on or anything like that. But there'll be acoustic sets, and the generosity of people. So we've got a PA for nothing and that kind of thing. We're on the lookout for a generator. If somebody's got a generator, they can loan us a petrol generator, obviously, or diesel, I suppose. And We were promised a flatback, but unfortunately, due to circumstances beyond anybody's control, the flatback that we were going to use as a stage now is not available. So if you've got a flatback we can borrow, we would really appreciate that. Thank you so much. Contact me on the Facebook page, March on Stoke. I'm Alan Barrett. Or get hold of somebody that you know is part and parcel of what we do.
So hang on, it was Alan. So if they just search Alan Barrett on Facebook,
yeah, there's about 64 of us.
Oh right.
But if you search March on Stoke, there is a site that you can go onto. Yeah, just join the site, and even if you join it temporarily, and then make the offer, and then leave the site later on. You know, hopefully you won't do that, and you'll be supportive of what we're trying to do. A very big thank you to a lady called Annette Bellew, who is organising the musicians. Unfortunately, like a lot of these things, it's an unpaid gig, and so when musicians get a paid gig, quite rightly they go for it. So that's part of the problem why I don't have a full lineup at the moment. But we will have one, and they will be there. We're looking for about half a dozen singers, I would think, are going to be there. We've got 4 or 5 speakers, and so we're going to go and have a good day. I mean, the idea is not to have this massive presentation of a list of demands or anything like that. The idea is to tell people in a very fun way, but a serious way as well, that the council cannot keep doing this to us. They cannot keep ignoring us, and we have not gone away, and we will not go away. The move of the Civic Centre from Stoke to Hanley is a bad one, and everybody believes it to be bad, except those who are making the decisions. You are elected to represent us, not to walk on us. And I've said many, many times, the council does not have power. It doesn't. The government does not have power. It has authority. And that authority is given to it, or loaned to it, if you like, by the population, by the electorate. And this government, frankly, is abusing it, and this council certainly is. You can't keep treating people as though they are your personal property to do with on a whim, whatever you will. And that's why there's a great deal of anger in the country, that's why a great deal of anger in the city, and that's why there's a bit of backlash. In a city of... and I love my city, please don't get me wrong, but a city of usually quite apathetic political people, and so there's a great deal, oh, well, you know, it's the council, what can you do? Well, people have doing something. And from this move, I've met some fascinating people, and I've made some really good friends, people I never met before, people I didn't know before, and it's been a good thing, it's been a galvanising thing. And it's got all the people right across the city, from all the towns, all the districts, all the estates, they've all said, this is wrong. Now, because we're a non-political organisation, there have been those who've criticised us. And that's fine, that's their opinion, and they're entitled to that. To say that, well, you've had the BNP marching. No, we haven't. We've had people who support the BNP marching. We've had people who support the Stoke Socialist Party marching. Now, the fact that they're the two extremes of political life, you know, the extreme right and the extreme left, and they felt strongly enough to walk together, leaving their politics aside, united in this one cause, shows the strength of our movement. And that's something that no politician anywhere in the country has done outside of a war. You can't say that we haven't been a positive influence on the city, and we keep getting told, you haven't got any alternatives, but we have got alternatives, but unfortunately the council haven't been listening to us, not just us, but to many other people as well. So the rally is to reinforce the fact that the whole city is against this move. And don't come with your political banners, because you won't be allowed to show them. We've made that very clear. Don't come with your political rhetoric, because we're not interested. Come with your concerns. As a resident, as a citizen, as a poll taxpayer, come with your concerns and say, we are in total disagreement with this move.
All right, then. Well, we're going to have some adverts, and then we will be back. So, keep it locked, everyone. This is Six Towns.
Hello. We're trying to raise funds for an FM bid. If you would like to help us, all you have to do is go to the website www.sixtowns.co.uk, scroll down the page and click on the donate button. Any money that you can donate will be very gratefully received. Many thanks.
Six Towns Radio.
We're back. This is the Andy Lloyd Breakfast Show on Six Towns Radio. We're back with Alan, talking about the Civic Centre. All right. So, do you want just give us your contact details again, just in case somebody wanted to get involved on Saturday.
Right. Well, get in touch with me on the March on Stoke Facebook page. It's a very just join up and you'll see everything there. Just like the page and join up. If you want to be involved, the details are there. I've also published them on other Facebook pages, particularly regarding the city, pages like Fenton and My Burslem and things like that, and what's gone on in Stoke. We've got posters, bright orange posters dotted around the city in various shops. We did have last time we had a massive leafleting drop, and we went door to door dropping leaflets in and things like that. It was just so expensive, and we simply don't have the money. We had a donation given to us by a local businessman, which is very thoughtful of him, but we couldn't really go back to him and ask for the same donation again. It was just, you can't keep bleeding people dry. That's wrong. And as far as I'm aware, he's abroad at the moment anyway. So, but it was very kind of him. Martin Peat, who owns the franchise to the Mr. Sims vintage sweet shops. And he spoke last time, and he spoke really well. The problem lies with people not having the time and not having the finances to be able to put into something like March on Stoke. It's very difficult, but we've managed it. We succeeded. Last time we organised the entire march, and a march involving the whole city, in less than 6 weeks. And this time we've had 5 weeks, and unfortunately the council then threw us a spanner right into the middle of the works, because they said that Kingsway is a road, and I've lived in Stoke all my life, and it's a road, but there's a pavement by the cenotaph, but in actual fact it's a road, and it's because people can turn up there and with coaches and buses and stuff like that. So we had to close Kingsway, and that was what? So that was another cost we had to bear. We've made a compromise with them, and we're going to have the car park instead, which is right next to Kingsway. We're having we're having half the car park, and it's considerably less cost. So that's a big bonus to us. And for that, in that respect, we have to say a reluctant thank you to the council, because they have, they've put a spanner in the works, but they have at least possibly come up with an alternative that we've had to compromise. Now, this again, it shows that we are willing to work with the council. Whilst it's not ideal, it's better than having nothing at all. And the cost was going to be prohibitive of closing the road. So, if you want to get in touch, please do. Please get in touch with March on Stoke. If you search for me, Alan Barrett, on Facebook, you will find that there are dozens and dozens and dozens of us. So you're going to be wading through loads and loads of... It's a very common name, but I'm a very common person. So it's one of those things. So you're better looking at March on Stoke, and you'll find there are two sites. One is a private site, and one is an open site. But either of them, everything's on there, so it doesn't really matter.
What time on it's Saturday, is it?
It's Saturday. We start at 11. We'll finish around about 1, and just come down. Just come down and have a chat, listen to the speeches, listen to the music, have some fun, meet friends, meet people that you haven't known before, meet people that you'd like to have a chat with because you've seen what they've said on Facebook or heard them on the radio or seen the letters in the paper or whatever, And keep writing, for goodness sake, even if you can't come because you're working or because you've got other things to do on that particular day, this Saturday, come down. If you can. If you can't, keep writing. Write to the Sentinel, write to the letters page, write to the editor, write to the council, put in freedom of information requests. Do everything you can to put pressure on the council as to why this ridiculous move is taking place. You can be involved without actually being at the rally, although we would want you to be at the rally. We'd love you to be at the rally. We had 1,000 people on the march. 1,000 people in a city that's not known for being politically radical. On a freezing cold day in February, it really was cold. And they marched all the way from Hanley, right the way down College Road, right the way past the university, under the railway bridge, right the way down into Kingsway itself. Now, please, if we can have that kind of character from the citizens of this city, and I've got great faith in the citizens of this city, far more faith than the council has. And if you can come down and support us, and support the fact that, this is your money, guys. This is your money, your children's money, your grandchildren's money that's being wasted on this white elephant. And if you've been before and you've got the white elephant masks, bring the masks, people. Bring the masks. Let's wear them.
Right then, we're going to go to Pink featuring Nate Russ and Just Give Me a Reason, and we will be back. This is Six Towns Radio. And this is Six Towns Radio. This is, of course, the Andy Lloyd Breakfast Show, and we are back with Alan talking about not the festival, sorry, it's the static...
The rally.
The rally, that's it, yeah.
The rally.
So, give us the points again. If you want to get involved, if you are annoyed about the money spending and the fact that they're moving the Civic Centre and the council houses on Saturday, what time do you come and see you?
Well, again, the March on Stoke, we're a movement that grew out of a conversation, an online conversation, and it grew into the march, the physical march that everybody knew about in February. It was well reported. We want to keep that energy going, and we want to keep the momentum going, we want to keep the pressure on the council going, so we've organised a rally for this Saturday, and it's a static rally. It's in Kingsway. Everybody knows where Kingsway is in Stoke, and we're on the car park there. And there'll be some musicians there, there'll be some speakers there, there'll be a little bit for the children to do just so that you can bring your families along. It's a family-oriented day. We don't want any nastiness or anything like that. The police are really happy with us from the last time. And come down, it starts at 11, we finish around about 1, listen to us, put your views forward, sign a petition, buy a couple of badges, have your child's face painted, have your own face painted, I don't care. And put the pressure, keep the pressure on the council. Let's have lots of people there, because the more people who are there, the bigger the response the local media will give us. If we don't keep the pressure on, the council will think we've gone away. If you want to join the movement, we're on Facebook, on a site called March on Stoke. It's a very simple name because, let's be fair, most of us who are organising it are not that bright. But It's just a catchy name, March on Stoke, and that's what we did. We marched on Stoke, and the March on Stoke movement has stayed. Please come down. Please enjoy yourselves. Please make sure that you keep writing letters, that you keep putting the pressure on the council, that you keep insisting that they cannot waste our money, that they cannot keep ignoring us. And for goodness sake, get off your knees. We have to get off our knees because we don't owe anybody anything. I'm not better than any person that I've ever met, but I am not worse either. And I will not be treated as though I'm something that you can tread upon. And neither should you.
Well, thank you very much for coming down and telling us.
You're welcome.
Remember, so that's the Kingsway, Saturday, 11 o'clock.
Yeah.
And to be honest, it sounds all right, yeah. You should. I mean, if you got 1,000 people at the last one, you should be able to easily equal that.
Well, we're hoping for the weather, Andy.
Well, there you go, yeah. It is sunny today, but let's see what it's going to be like at the weekend. Yeah. Well, thanks for coming down.
You're welcome.
Up next is Wiley and Heatwave. This is Six Towns, everyone.
If I draw 5 for the day, then we ain't gotta worry, we're nice for the day. Inspired by the sun, take flight for the day. Sipping a cold beer, sunshine in your face.